Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome back to Ass Hat Podcast on YouTube. Hey, it looks a little different, doesn't it? I'm filming in my workshop, which used to be the guest house right behind the house, but it's been converted into a workshop. As you can see, tools and shit everywhere. But you need something repaired or something built, we can do it. What this is here, this is a now out of print, Something Weird video, Andy Milligan double feature. Mad creatures of the night existing only for sensual, sadistic moments of human slaughter. The Ghastly ones. And then also includes Seeds of Sin, special edition. Andy Milligan, kind of known for doing, I've worked in the 70s and 80s. I think his last film might have been the early 90s, but 70s, 80s is a big time. Made really low budget horror films. A lot of them were period pieces set in like the Victorian era and all this shit. Made them up in like Long Island, New York for all I know, and they played the grindhouses on 42nd Street, and they kind of faded into obscurity and would have been forgotten. But when they hit video, they became known as some of the worst films ever. Now I have seen, I've seen both these films from Mr. Milligan, and I've seen Guru the Mad Monk, and I have seen, give me a second here, I'm trying to go through my head, what's the other one I've seen? The Body Beneath, I think is the other one. They're not the worst horror films ever, but they're not really good. But they're entertaining. And I got an Andy Milligan. I heard about him for years, heard how bad the films were, like the Leonard Maltin film guide would brag on them, Fangoria, all the sources, because I couldn't find these. These were not for rent in any video store. Matter of fact, I don't think Seeds of Sin got that much of a VHS release. Ghastly ones did. But Video Watch All, the late great magazine Video Watch All, which if you look on my channel here, I've done showcases of various issues that I own. Did a 2 or 3 issue long article, and like each one of these articles was like 10 to 20 pages on Andy Milligan, starting with his first one all the way through the end, because he made a lot of stuff that's lost now. And it got me interested. I was like, this sounds fairly interesting. And this is back before, there was an Andy Milligan. There's like a book on his life. The man has passed. Now he left New York, moved out to California sometime in the early 80s, as far as I remember. Did a few films out there. Then he come down with the HIV virus, ended up dying from pneumonia, from complications from the HIV virus. He was a gay filmmaker up in New York for years, and did a lot of good. Had a little theater he kept open, using the profits made off the movies to keep like actor friends of his employed, doing like going off play. He was one of those guys where he had good ideas, but budget and honestly the talent he was working with kept his ideas from being as good as it should be. Another one of his titles, I forgot the other one of his titles I've actually seen. This is one you should be able to find fairly easily, because I think it's assumed to be public domain. The title is The Rats Are Coming, The Werewolves Are Here. Or it's The Werewolves Are Coming, The Rats Are Here. It's one of the two. I cannot remember. I'm sorry, I can't remember now. It's cheesy as hell. That's another one of his. But all right, check this out. So of course this is Something Weird release. It means you're going to get a lot of extras. So let's see at the back. See, here we got his extras. Direct from the outer fringes of bizarro cinema comes this sex gore double feature from notorious underground filmmaker Andy Milligan. Collecting the inheritance on their father's wills turns into an orgy of dismemberment, disembowelment, and decapitation when the Ghastly ones spend a weekend in their dead dad's old mansion and are sadistically slaughtered one by one. 3 sisters and their husbands must live together in sexual harmony for 3 days at Crenshaw Manor. Took a right on Crenshaw, where they're attended to by a craggy old housekeeper, her imbecilic rabbit-eating son, and a psycho killer in a hooded cloak who marks victims with an X before hacking them up. With its eye-wrenching photography, over-the-top violence, and atmosphere of complete mental decay, The Ghastly Ones is a no-budget gore fest, made as only Milligan made them, and originally touted as the stomach shocker of your life. There's another one of his films that has almost the exact same plot. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah. When they're talking about eye-wrenching photography, and Milligan was kind of best known for, he'd put in his scripts, and I've seen some of the shooting scripts, when a lot of violence would happen, he'd just write the word swirl, and they'd just spin the camera around. Yeah. All right. Plus, another family reunion ends in multiple murders when crazy Carol decides to gather her siblings for a Christmas get-together over the strenuous objections of her invalid ma. You're a bunch of bad seeds. Those seeds of sin are then quickly disposed of via electrocution, stabbing, strangling, poisoning, even a face full of acid. All of which is punctuated with nude scenes starring people we've never seen before. 2 sickies from the eccentric Mr. Milligan that so assault the senses you might end up bruised. I love this. Warning! This program contains nudity, sexual situations, violence, and a blackmailing, suicidally, homicidal, pyromaniac sissy boy. This is 2003. It's out of print. Pretty much everything. Everything Something Weird Video put out through Image, the DVD company. This is Image. Yeah, it's Image. It's out of print. All right, our special features. Digitally remastered. That's kind of cool. Audio commentary for the Ghastly ones by actor and longtime Milligan friend Hal Borsky. Hal worked on Andy Milligan on piles of these films. That Arcos mentioned her, he did a lot of work on that. Really entertaining, got really good commentary. Original theatrical trailer for the Ghastly ones. Unfinished trailer for Seeds of Sin containing deleted scenes. Yes, I'll get to that in a second. Bonus trailers for Andy Milligan's The Body Beneath, Guru the Mad Monk, The Rats Are Coming, The Werewolves Are Here, and Vapors. Seeds of Sin work print. Prior to its theatrical release, Seeds of Sin contained footage subsequently deleted by the producers and replaced with additional nude scenes. While much of that deleted footage still remains lost, Something Weird discovered 2 reels of Andy Milligan's original 16mm, yes, he shot on 16mm, work print, approximately 40 minutes worth, which is presented here in its entirety. The footage contains a number of deleted scenes, including a different beginning, the death of a character, almost completely edited out of the theatrical version, and a longer ending, and although the audio is occasionally incomplete, there are also a couple of priceless moments when you can actually hear Andy barking orders to the cast. Special gallery of Andy Milligan exploitation art with original music by actor Hal Borsky. Total running time over 3 hours of Milligan-style mayhem. Alright, Seeds of Sin. The original version got heavily changed by the producers. The guy who released all of Milligan's stuff, and I can't remember the guy's name right now, he's an asshole, wanted more nudity and shit in there and really cut the film down. And then when Something Weird bought like a warehouse full of prints, they found the work print. Now, if you go over it now, and this is 2003 when this came out, so this is 16 years later. If you go looking around online, like torrent sites, like somebody has taken this work print of Seeds of Sin, the theatrical trailer, and this version, and edited it all together to make what they approximate is what Andy's original cut was. All right, let's check the inside, because Something Weird always puts neat stuff. Okay, there's the DVD. DVD, nice green, but then I like this. You get a nice little booklet. Andy Milligan double feature, The Ghastly Ones and Seeds of Sin. Bloodthirsty butchers. The rats are coming. The werewolves are here. Flesh pot on 42nd Street. Legacy of horror. If you know exploitation films from the 60s to the late 80s, you'll recognize the films of Staten Island filmmaker, not Long Island, sorry, Staten Island filmmaker Andy Milligan. However, Milligan's films have never been appreciated in the same way as the films of Ed Wood, Herschel Gordon Lewis, or Doris Wishman. You know what? That is a good group of people to put him with. Andrew Jackson Milligan Jr. was born on February 12, 1929 in St. Paul, Minnesota, into an unpleasant childhood. While Andy's father was well-educated and caring, his mother was jealous and possessive, greatly affecting Milligan's life physically and sexually. Milligan began a career as a puppeteer, but exited that business due to a loss of interest. He then nabbed bit roles in TV programs like Armstrong Circle Theater, never heard of it, Kraft Television Theater, I've heard of that, Studio One, and Starlight Theater for CBS. Andy's small acting career seemed to go well until then unknown actor James Dean started Nasty Rumor Day pinned on Milligan. Oh God, I didn't know this. His TV acting career finished, Milligan turned to the garment industry to survive and created his own dress shop on New York's legendary 42nd Street called The Ad Lib. Later renamed Raffine when Andy moved to another location. Incidentally, Milligan was responsible for the costumes on his features, which bore the credit Costumes by Raffine. And oh, what kind of costumes they were. Whew. Heard some stories about how there's multiple times where he yelled cut, and as soon as he did, the costumes would fall apart. I need to find those issues of video watch. That's some good shit. Okay, where was I? Milligan's creative fashions and aggressive artistic attitude earned him raves from customers and in turn brought decent business. Milligan even claimed that customers like Geraldine Page and Siobhan, S-I-O, sorry, B-H-A-N, Savon, I guess? I don't know. McKenna, King of Kings, Dr. Zhivago, frequented his store. With a costume department on hand, Milligan dabbed in theater and became involved with supplying costumes and directing plays at the legendary Cafe Sino. Sino, maybe. Milligan's slave-driving ability to work with limited material established him as a commanding director. Those who collaborated with Milligan began to see his true side, a sadistic torturer who seemed to derive pleasure from harsh actions and in turn delivered scorching results on stage. Milligan did not venture into the film business until Art Ford, a local disc jockey, provided Andy with information on purchasing a 16mm Araucan sound-on-film camera. With a script written by Hope Stansberg called A Night at the Baths, Milligan made a 1965 film entitled Vapors, a 45-minute short involving homosexuals lurking in the St. Mark's bathhouse, which became a critical success and a 42nd Street favorite. In 1967, Andy made the dramatic Liz on a budget of $7,500 and showed it to critics and local distributors. One of the men who took interest in this penny-pinching feature was William Milligan. That's the name I was trying to think of earlier. Known for his lurid ad campaigns that promised a lot but delivered little. Milligan would release a picture if Milligan added topless nude scenes. After Andy added the inserts, Liz was successfully completed and releases The Promiscuous Sex. The same year, Andy made his first horror film, The Naked Witch, in Manasquan, New Jersey for Michigan. The Naked Witch is lost. That's one of the lost films. As far as I know, last time I looked into it, there was another film known as Naked Witch. It's not the Milligan film. This release fared poorly for Milligan. I'm not reading this whole thing. I'm going to finish this paragraph, and that's going to be it. And who reissued it as The Naked Temptress. Milligan continued to make sexploitation dramas, Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me, and gutter trash, while making a U-turn to the horror genre with films such as The Body Beneath, The Man with Two Heads, Guru the Mad Monk, and Blood. Okay, you're Andy Milligan fan, Christopher William Coing. Info on Andy Milligan, his films in his backyard. The Ghastly won the 6th-scored Netherworld of filmmaker Andy Milligan by Jimmy McDonnell. Special thanks to Samuel M. Sherman. That's what I like about something where they put extras like this, you know. Even though this is out of print, I got this for Christmas a couple years ago, and it was extremely cheap. And it was out of print then, too. It was like, $8. Sealed. Definitely worth tracking down if you're into, like, exploitation. And, like, you're into, there's so much interest. All the extras. That Vapors film, I want to see the Vapors. I've heard about it for years now. I want to see it. It sounds pretty entertaining. It's about a guy, if I remember right, the lead is, like, he's in the bathhouses in New York, looking for another man to have sex with. And he's married to a woman. He's kind of hiding that he's gay. And him and the guy end up sitting there just he meets this guy and they end up having a long talk about how the guy might want to tell his wife, that, he's gay and he prefers men and all this stuff. Really interesting, especially for the era was coming out. You didn't see stuff like that. And Milligan just did good stuff. Now, if you're not into low, cheesy horror, avoid this stuff. But if you can enjoy low-budget stuff that's just well done, definitely check out, grab this one. Guru the Mad Monk, I know is public domain. It shows up on a lot of these 50-movie horror packs, but it's also on the Internet Archive, which I think is just archive.org. I think is the address for it, the URL. But check these out. And some of these are coming out on Blu-ray now. I remember seeing, there's being Blu-ray. So, Andy fucking Milligan's on Blu-ray. Yeah, hell yeah. Well, anyway, if you enjoyed that, remember, ba-boom, bitches. Thumbs up. Leave a comment, subscribe, all the other shit. And you know what? Just for the hell of it, just to prove that you watched the video all the way through, if you're going to leave a comment, tell me who your favorite low-budget, consider kind of shitty, cheesy horror director or director, cult, sci-fi director is. I don't really know what mine is. I really can't tell you. There's so many I enjoy, but I want to know which y'all's is. Is it Andy Milligan? Is it Charles Band? Is it... there's so many other people. Well, hope y'all enjoyed. Talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.